Hi everyone, this is Robin, and this is the last week this week for week 4. So last week focused on adult learners and who participates and why do they participate. In terms of learning activities, you had a couple readings, chapter 3 and a blog, you had an optional reading, and then you also had the option to watch the results of the week 1 survey and expectations exercise from week 1. And I, of course, updated the syllabus with the results of the expectations exercise. Now, in terms of assignments, you had your annotated bibliography number 1 due. So we finished the first chunk of the book, which means that you've got your 3-item annotated bibliography due. My goal is to have those back to you by the end of this week. I didn't do a very good job of scheduling my assignments, so all of my classes have assignments due this week. But I'll move you guys to the front of the queue and hopefully get those to you before the end of the week. You also had some forum discussions and an optional activity. So that was all last week. Let's talk about this week. This week we're moving into a new section of the book and we're going to be focusing on andragogy and models of adult learning. And I think for a lot of you this will be a really interesting chapters. So you're going to read chapter 4. Many of you, when you think about andragogy or think about theories of adult learning, either think of no one if you haven't had exposure to this before, or if you've had some exposure, you might think of Malcolm Knowles. But Malcolm Knowles is not the only person who wrote about adult learning theory. He coined the phrase andragogy, but there are many other people who are well-known adult learning modelists. And so we're also going to be learning this week about McCluskey and Illyris and Jarvis. So you'll read about all of them in chapter 4. I have a video for you to watch on andragogy. And then there's a free ebook, textbook online called Contemporary Learning Theories in Learning Theorists in Their Own Words. And so we'll be coming back to this ebook a couple of times. But 2 I just wanted to highlight is Illyris and Jarvis each have a chapter in this book where they talk about their own learning theories on adult learning. So optional, but very recommended. And then I also included an article by Illyris and an article by Jarvis for you to read that is also optional. All right, in terms of assignments, so first thing is to remember to work on your topic for your adult learning paper. You remember that you have 2 options for the paper, and those are due, both the option and what your topic is due to me by the end of next week, the end of week 5. I encourage you to pop into my office hours, Tuesday and Thursday, 12 to 1 Mountain Time, video virtual office hours, and talk with me about what you're thinking about. My experience is most people come up with ideas that need just a little bit of massaging. Sometimes it might be a little small. Most of the time it's way too big for this paper. And so that's the reason I want you to turn it in ahead of time, is so I have the ability to give you some feedback. But why not, even before you turn it in, have a conversation with me so that we can talk it through and come up with a topic that really is what it is that you're looking for, that's the right size for this paper. So as I said, you're welcome to pop into office hours Tuesday and Thursday, 12 to 1 Mountain Time. If that doesn't work for you, you are welcome to send me an email if you want to chat, and we'll find another time when we can talk. And then you've got 2 forum discussions this week. So the first one is more of a kind of regular discussion where we're going to be chatting about adult learning theories. And then the second one is an activity that I want you to write about. And for this activity, you're going to be thinking about what you learned about adult learning theories and your professional environment, and what's one thing you can do differently in the next week related to what you've learned about adult learning theory. So whether this is someone who is a trainer or an educator and you want to weave something in, whether you're a manager or a leader, whether you are a peer, whatever it is, I'm going to ask you to think about one specific thing that you can do differently. That is due by Sunday. So your regular discussion forum, same as normal, original post by Wednesday, 2 responses by the end of the week, Sunday. But with this activity, no required responses, just an original post is required, and that original post is not required until Sunday. You're welcome to comment on each other's, but it's going to be not required to comment on each other. Wow, I'm a little bit mush-mouthed today. Sorry about that. So that is everything we're doing. If you have questions on anything, or if you want to set up a time to talk about the topic for your adult learning paper, let me know. Otherwise, I will see you online.